What is the real purpose of life? Is it to make money, to chase success, to gain recognition, or is there something deeper, something eternal that gives true meaning to our existence? Have you ever asked yourself, why am I here? If you have, then today's story is for you. There was once a young man named Arman. He grew up in a small town, full of dreams, bigger than the sky. From a very young age, he believed that his purpose was to be successful, to make money, to prove himself, and to rise above the life of poverty that his family lived in. Arman was hardworking. He studied day and night, sacrificed sleep, and pushed himself harder than anyone else around him. Finally, after years of effort, he got a job in the city. It paid well. For the first time in his life, he could afford good clothes, a nice apartment, and even help his family. At first, it felt like a dream come true. He was proud. His parents were proud. His friends looked up to him. But deep inside, late at night, when the city lights went off and silence filled the room, he felt empty. The more money he made, the more he wanted. The higher he climbed, the lonelier he became. His purpose seemed tied to numbers in a bank account, but his heart longed for something more. Years passed. Arman bought a car, then a bigger apartment, then expensive gadgets. But his smile grew smaller. His laughter disappeared. One day, he looked in the mirror and asked himself, why am I still unhappy when I have everything I once prayed for? The emptiness inside him kept growing. One winter evening, after a long day of work, Arman took a walk through the park. He saw an old man sitting on a bench, feeding birds with a calm smile on his face. Out of curiosity, Arman sat beside him and asked, "Sir, may I ask you something? How are you so peaceful? You have no phone in your hand, no fancy clothes, no car waiting for you. Yet you look happier than me." The old man chuckled softly and replied, "My boy, peace does not come from what you hold in your hands, but from what you carry in your heart." Arman frowned. "But I've worked so hard. I've achieved so much. Yet I feel lost. What am I missing?" The old man looked at him with eyes full of wisdom and said, "You have been living to fill your pockets, not your soul. Money is important. Success is good. But the purpose of life is bigger. Life is not about how much you take, but how much you give. True purpose is found when you serve something greater than yourself." Those words hit Arman like lightning. For the first time, he realized he had been chasing shadows. He thought purpose was about having, but it was actually about becoming. From that day, Arman's life began to change. He still worked hard, but he also started volunteering at a local shelter. He taught children who couldn't afford school. He gave his weekends to help feed the poor. Slowly, that emptiness inside him began to fade. One day, a little boy from the shelter ran to him, hugged him tightly, and whispered, Thank you for teaching me. I want to be like you one day. Armin's eyes filled with tears. At that moment, he understood. This was purpose. Not the applause of strangers, not the weight of wealth, but the joy of touching a life. The power of leaving someone better than you found them. Years later, when Arman looked back on his journey, he smiled. Success had given him comfort, but purpose had given him peace. The purpose of life is not just to exist, not just to work, earn, and die. The purpose of life is to grow, to give, to love, and to serve. It's not about how high you climb, but about how many hands you lift along the way. Remember, money may build a house, but it cannot build a home. Success may fill your pockets, but it cannot fill your heart. Only purpose can do that. So, ask yourself, today am I just living, or am I truly alive? Your story is still being written. Maybe right now you feel lost. Maybe you're chasing goals that don't give you peace. Or maybe you're struggling to understand why life feels heavy. Don't give up. Your time will come. Find your purpose not in what you gain, but in what you give. And always remember, you were created for more